Hey boys and girls, this is Larry, ubrailroad.com. I'm going to show you about this lamination. I found the easiest way in which I'm doing this with using the spacers is I took all of these masonite boards, cut them down into 5/8 strips, see how flexible they are, and then I figured out that if I cut them even down further to 4 foot, they're much more easier for me to handle. Now if you've got 2 guys, 8 feet, great, but you know they start drooping at the other end when you're trying to clamp this in and this and that and everything. But here's what I do. I got a board with wax paper on it to prevent the glue, and I squeeze these really tight, okay? And then I take one of these just regular little paint sponges. This right here is right out of a TV dinner, or whatever you call them. It's kind of like my little paint pan. I elevate it so that it acts like a paint pan. Then what I do is I start at this end, because I'm going to drip all the way along here, and then I will use that glue later. So what I do is I just simply fill my brush a little bit, and the first thing I do is I want to do the ends. And then you just start painting it just like you would anything else. And by doing this, you save a lot of time. But I'm going to be real honest with you. This is the first time I've ever done this lamination L girder, and I'll tell you the truth, it's the fastest thing I have ever used. I am probably every bit of maybe a year to a year and a half ahead of myself, and I'm not kidding you, because I use that cookie cutter. Yeah, that sucked, because it takes you so long, and then once you do it, it just seems like nothing wants to fit. You know, you got to tweak tracks, and that's one of the reasons I tore the U&B down, was because of the track. I used Bachman, which is fine, but if you're going to use the cookie cutter, you got to know how to use a jigsaw. And to me, that's the worst saw in the world for me. I can't operate a jigsaw. So anyway, this is what I do, and I just fill the, you know, nice even coat of glue on all 5 of these, and then, no, I'm using 6. That's right, 6 of these, and then I stack them, and then I go and I put them in place, and then I clamp them. It's very simple, very easy. You don't need to see me watch and glue all this, so I'll shut the camera off. Okay, we're ready to put this in place. Now you notice I don't wear a shirt and I smoke a cigar, but working indoors I don't have to wear all that, and I don't want to wear a shirt because I don't want to get glue drippings all over it, because I got enough. I got probably 200 t-shirts with junk all over them, and about 3 that are worth of crap that I could wear in public. Okay, so here's what I do is, I gotta reposition this a little bit. Okay, there's my stand, and what I do here is I've got this one just holding the end piece. So I disconnect that, and let me grab the camera for a second and show you how this is staggered. Okay. You see up there how that's all staggered up there at the top above the white ring? All that, okay? So now when I put my 6 pieces up there, they're going to go all along that curb and touch those spacers. But then I got to pull them and make them match to that. And that's where this little clamp works, because you can now slide your pieces. So let me put this back in place and set it up. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to set this somewhere, or put a board or something in there to hold the other end. Because if that other end falls on you, these things just go all over the place. So then I start pulling them out, staggering them, and get them all lined up. And then once they're all lined up, then I will take a clamp and I will start my clamping. Okay? So there we go. Okay? So then I put all of them in there like that. And don't worry about if they're not in line yet, because you could always go back and recorrect it. Okay. So there. Okay. You kind of see now this is misaligned, but we're gonna correct that here in about 2 seconds. But I want to get some more clamps on it, and then once we get the clamps on it and we stabilize this, then we could go back and do whatever we want to do to it. And because it's bent or going around a curve now, it's going to pretty much hold its own position pretty well. So I just take another clamp, put it here in the middle, and then I just start filling in all those that have a spacer there. Oops, gotta get this off of there. Okay, take that off. Don't forget to leave that. Take that off. Okay, so now, okay, now I've got it all on there where it needs to go. Now you just start at one end and you just start squeezing them and getting them all lined up. Okay? And then when they're all lined up and you got all your clamps on there, you got a completed job. I got a couple more here. I'm going to show you what this is all about when we're all done here. Give me a second. Okay. Need to get me another PVC clamp. Now, like I told you, I got a 10-foot section. I cut them down like this, cut them like this. These make excellent clamps. I got like 120 clamps for basically 20 bucks. That's pretty cheap. And they work in almost all sizes. Of course, the wider it becomes, the stronger they are. And I've had shoulder operations, so I have a tough time stretching them when they start getting this wide. I'm going to have a real tough time when I put the next set of spacers on, because see, the next set of spacers will go here, 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 and then I'll build it out, then it'll be completely done just like the layout behind it. So basically, boys and girls, this is how I laminate. It's not the way or the most perfect way. It's just showing you how I'm doing it. Now, this is something that you take if you decide to do this, and you find what works for you and look for shortcuts. And try and save time or money, whichever is more important to you. To me, I like to save money, so I used a lot of cedar. But then I got into such tight curves, the cedar would break a lot because it's used wood and all that. So I did revert back to the Masonite, 5/8 strips. Go to Home Depot, they cut it for you. I cut them into 12-inch sections. Then I cut them down to 4-foot sections. Works for me. But if there's two of you guys, 8 feet, go for it. But anyway, that's it, guys. So I'm going to shut this off right now, and I'm going to get back to you in a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. Now, I want to show you guys something. This is how this laminating works. I want you to see how far these supports are that save you a lot of wood. Of course, I'm going to be putting more in. This will be a bridge, so I'm not worried about it right here. But if you look back there, I got like a 6 or 8 foot section with no supports. There will be more, but I'm just showing you how far you could go without a support. Look at this one. This one goes from here, that's about 8 feet. Then here's about another 4 or 5 feet. And over there in the corners, look what I've got in the corners there. Nothing's holding that up, and it's self-supporting. It almost becomes like a bridge. So it works real good, you know, for like, you know, basic, get yourself set up, know where your layout's gonna go. then come back on top of it and put all your supports wherever you're going to go with them. Because I'm going to have to use a lot of shelf supports because of the way these overhang. But I just want to show this to you. And then when I get all done putting all of the laminate in, I'm going to show you what it looks like with all of the supports where they belong and everything. This way you guys get an idea. So this is me, or Larry, over and out. Catch you later.